25's been obviously a pretty hectic year for anybody in logistics, and as a strategic partner for a lot of our clients is we're having to manage our own business expectations while trying to understand where our clients are shifting and how we can support them from shifting. So I think if you went back to the beginning of 2025, a lot of it was just really strategically sitting down with clients and saying, how are you being impacted by the current market conditions? What shifts are you making? How do we support it and how do we stay ahead of it? What we saw this year was, manufacturing and or contract manufacturing and or distribution shifts pivoting along with, decisions made in the White House. And we literally had clients say, we're going to be here. 45 days later, just kidding, we're moving there. 45 days later, we're going back to here. And so we're trying to manage that and make sure we're the most supportive partner. On top of that, we have seen a lot of shifts, whether it's nearshoring, whether it's bringing business back into the States. And so we're having to sit down with those partners and stakeholders to make sure we're prepared to support that type of business here going forward. I think secondly, which has been really exciting for us is, we basically live in 3 business segments. The international volumes have been tough. I think everybody's seen it. The market's kind of dropped. So what was really, really exciting and profitable 3-4 years back has now really tightened up because of the market conditions and the tariffs and such. If you look at what's going on in the market today, the domestic marketplace is in a recession and has been in a recession for a number of years. We're bucking those trends. And on the contract logistics side, we've really brought in some new business this year that's going to help catapult us into a bigger player in that market going forward. I would define coordination as a client gives us a job. We coordinate the efforts around making sure service is there, right? So I would call that less collaborative. Hey, I've got a 5,000 store rollout, here you go. But on the flip side, if you talk collaborative, what we ideally want to do for a customer is take those 5,000 shipments and we want to sit down and look at the most optimal way to move that cargo to drive costs down, improve service, and ultimately improve their client experience. And that doesn't just sit in a project rollout. That can be a globally impacted supply chain solution or a warehouse solution for a customer ultimately. You got a couple things going on in the market, right? So I mentioned a recession. Even from a collaborative standpoint, ultimately you need tonnage to drive competitive pricing. So we feel like we have the best of both worlds. And I think the bigger picture too is if you're not investing in the tech, whether that's new systems, whether that's AI, we don't want to eliminate jobs. We want to eliminate redundancies and give people an opportunity to do something more fulfilling. And so ultimately they will thrive. And that's ultimately the way I view it. So we're doing a lot of work, whether that's processing invoices for partners, processing invoices for clients. And then the AI revolution is a whole nother story. We're supporting a lot of partners, right, stakeholders that are knee deep in the AI revolution wave. We see an amazing opportunity there. And so we're gonna spend a lot of time and focus on how we can take advantage of that to ultimately improve the client experience. We've always maintained a high level of client satisfaction just consistently, right? But as we shift, whether that's expanding our network, whether that's new partners, whether that's new clients, new hires, new technology, a lot of that drives a lot of change. And so what we've kind of made the North Star going into 2026 is the differentiating client experience. Most that know me hear me speak stakeholder a lot. It's the same concept of everything we do has to North Star to that differentiating client experience. So if we want to drive an efficiency, it's got to benefit, the client, our people, our profits, and et cetera. But ultimately, it's like, how do we just make sure with all of this going on, the client is the North Star? When we say on-time performance or anything like that, it's kind of irrelevant. How does your customer perceive your service provider? Because ultimately, we're the face of our client. So we want our client to be happy, but we want to make sure we're somehow measuring the client's satisfaction. And so again, when you North Star that, it's just always on the forefront of us. So instead of giving stats to our customer about our performance, We want to have those basic statistics because they're kind of like table stakes, but we want to understand what the real statistics are that we want to measure. To maintain relevance in a dynamic supply chain environment with a lot of change, we've got to maintain a strategic outlook that is moving us in the right direction globally to provide that unique client experience. And I think what we pride ourselves on is, look, we feel like we got a pretty strong team and great people, but what we also realize is we don't know what we don't know. And so we want to make sure that we consistently are out there maintaining that learner mindset so we're driving the right strategies as a company, again, to stay relevant in the future of logistics.